and then record, save the cloud. All right, all right. Check, 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 check. Oh, you can hit the expand button and then record, save the cloud. All right. So it's check, 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 check. Oh, you can 1 second, y'all. Save the cloud. All right. So it's check, 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 check. Oh, 1 second, y'all. Okay. Sorry, y'all. All right, I'm back. All right, back. And then bear with me here. Got one more adjustment to make. Pull it up from the phone. Perfect. Allow my own self to co host. All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome. We got to have a little fun. Oh man, it feels so good to be back. It feels so good. So, we've got great information for you today. I can just tell you for a fact, man, we've been doing a lot of research. I've been taking care of business here for us, and the beautiful part is, oh wait, it's not working. Check. There we go. Get the butter in there. Let me add some gain. Check. There we go. Get the butter. Okay. So, one of the things that I wanted to bring to you all's attention was that over the last few days, I've been doing some more research, and I wanted to start today with that information. Um, and then I also want to address a couple of issues, just concerns, navigational things. I want this to be easy. I want this to be fun. It has to be fun. You have to find fun in this. It'll make it so much easier to learn, and it'll make it a lot more fun to learn. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out here. Bear with me. I want to start out by just showing everybody where to go, how to find what you're trying to find, how to get access to the information that you absolutely should have access to, without a doubt. So bear with me, and I'm going to show you all where to go to be able to find the content, okay? I'm going to show you a few different ways to get there. All right, I'm going to show you a few different ways to get there. So for everyone who has Google Gmail, right? Everybody has Gmail. And so I'm frozen here. What happened? All right. We'll just fix that. Make it work for what we need. Brave. Wait, what's going on here? We'll try it one more time. Screen. I wanna add a screen. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on. It's always, and everybody the people who've been here with me, y'all know it's always something. But y'all also know I don't play around. We're gonna get it figured out, and we just did. So here we are. I want to show you this. Okay. So this is available in your shared folders. Okay. It's available in your shared folders, and not only that, but this should be relatively straightforward, okay? So with that being said, if you go to your folders here, anybody who have a Google folder, anybody who's registered has been invited to this, okay? You're going to go to part 107, okay? So we're going to go right here to part 107. Why is this still up? Why does it keep opening? Here we go. We're going to go right here to part 107. Okay. And why does this keep popping up? All right, what's what we'll do. Okay, so we're in part 107. You're going to open this up. Once you go into part 107, there is a plethora of information here for you, okay? A plethora of information. Now, the content here is broken down. You have diagrams, you have ignition files. This is really not, welcome back. This isn't really until you are ready for doing business, but it's still nice to know what to expect. These are must reads, so you can just go in here and check them out. You know, one thing I would go to for sure is go to the must reads and go to the online resources. If you don't know, now you know, right? If you don't know, now you know. We don't want to make this complicated. We want to make it as easy as possible. So all the information is here, but you do have to go here and you do have to open these files up, okay? Otherwise, it'll forever be a mystery. If you continue here, down here, you have part 107. Class 3 shared folder. I haven't put anything in there just yet because technically everything is already here. You can go here to the study lab. You have note cards. For those who are needing to learn, still having trouble with weather, report reading, well, we have the files right here. I'll open it up just so you can see it's not a fluke. Okay, you open this up, you can get right to the aviation weather reports, METAR decoding, vocabulary. Here's that METAR decode. We'll go over some of this stuff today as well. Everything is here. Vocabulary, everything that the Part 107 pilot needs to know and master for the Part 107 certificate. I even have memory cards in here for you. What is METAR? What is TAF? What is PIREP? Right? And the answers are right there. Okay? Everything you're going to need is right here. And then, before I continue, hold on. Let me show you one more thing. All right, so back in the round table, Part 107 Study Lab. Look at this. So everything from day one is right here. You're going to have everything. There's no stone unturned, okay? Answers to questions to study, so on and so forth. It is all available right here, okay? All right. And then, here, one second. Now, just to cover all, I want to cover all the bases. I don't want anybody to feel like, hey, we didn't make sure we got this. I want to make sure y'all know we ain't playing no games with this. Okay, so here what you do. Go to NVHUB.net. Anybody been there yet? Well, if you haven't been here yet, I just want you to know that this is the website, okay? This is my website. So if you ever choose to put in NVHUB.net, you're going to end up on a website that I made. And the best part is, if you have people who you want to invite, they can come right here and register right on the front. Right here on the front, they can register. Now, if they want to access resources, you come right here on the website. Okay, for all the replays, live and upcoming. For example, if you hit live, right, maybe you don't have time to tap in on the Zoom and whatnot. Okay, no problem. Well, here you go. You can hit live. You come right here. Take you right here on the web. Right? It'll just take you. And look how clear it is on YouTube. Wow, I love it on YouTube. So, it's, again, I don't want to make this difficult. You know, my goal here is to make all of our lives easier. You can follow us. I deplore you, follow us on Facebook. Please follow us on Instagram, okay? All right. More resources, because that's not it. We have a thing called the Learning Vault, right? So I'm just going to throw my information in here. I'm 55, y'all, don't worry. I know I'm a man at least. All right. All right, you see, you can put prefer not to say. I don't mind. Put the tracks that you're here for. I don't mind. Go ahead and just hit this because it's free for you. So we got to collect some kind of useful gathering information to prove that it's being used, right? So I just need you to log in. It's really straightforward. Super, super easy. You've done it. If you have a social media account, if you have email, it's as easy as logging into that. All right. So then once you go ahead and click that, look at what you do. You get access to the learning tracks. Okay, so you hit that, you'll get right to AI. All right, you hit the part 107, which is where we are, and boom. Study, you have study materials, you have videos. If you want, you can choose to open the full playlist. So let me just show you so you know it works. Okay, I'm opening a new tab. There's no fluff here, right? We're going to show you in a new one. Hit that link and boom. All of the videos will populate here, okay? All of them, all right? For all the way through. I'm trying to take the, it doesn't really matter which one you watch first. It's all as if you've never watched it before, okay? So that's the first part. That's the video. So now you know where to go. And here are the rest of the resources. So let's just say you don't know what email you have. You don't know which one you registered with. That's okay. No problem. Don't fret. Don't worry, because we have answers. And the answers we have are right here organized under participant resources. So what you're going to do for part 107 is just hit where it says part FAA, part 107 lab. And you hit that, and it's going to open up. So now you can actually study even more. I'm going to put my name, my email address, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press forward. I made this as a legacy program so that once the program ends, you won't have struggles to access the information. You won't have a hard time to continue learning if you're not, in the private group that we have outside of that. So once you go here, another place where you can log in, just like I put it in here, and press enter. Now look at what you get. So now you're going to get the study lab, which currently has 150 questions. We'll cap out at 300. Okay. You can come here, you can start learning. You have a comprehensive test. You have topic practice. You have a reference library. You have a mastery by topic. So as you complete this, then these will, show that you're moving along. I'll show you here that altogether there will be 300 questions. Okay. Right now we have 150. 3 more test banks to complete, or for me to upload. I don't want to get too far ahead of everyone. Plus, there's a lot of information for those who are in the cohort available to them in the shared folder. All right, and then I'll wrap this up here, and we can get into our study materials. And so now you'll get the scores. You have a learning path. You have the regulations, the airspace and charts, weather, loading and performance, operations. Right. Was anything about this confusing? Is there any complications? Is there any difficulty accessing any of this information? You can access it from your phone as well. It's not just limited to your desktop, your laptop, or your computer. You can use your phone or your tablet, okay, and access this and just go through and practice test. Now here what you have also is trusted Part 107 resources. Thank you, Kiana. For that, let me make sure I have y'all up. Marcel said I got a Gmail. Perfect. All you and then yes, you are. All you have to do now is study and pass your test. From there, we'll continue to help you. So you come here, all your resources. It's not, look, I don't know everything. Okay, we don't know everything. So what do you do when you don't know everything? You pull in more resources. So here you have Pilot Institute, which is one of the leading pilot, self-paced pilot trainings in the country. You have Mike Seitz, who is one of the top Part 107 study guide and Part 107 instructors. And then from here, you have the guide. You have the knowledge test supplement. You have the IFR and VFR chart user's guide. You have the pilot's handbook. You need to have a pilot handbook so you can understand, because there are some things we need to know that pilots do. You have the instrument flying handbook. You also have the Part 107 rules and materials to study, which will take you to study materials, which will take you to the folder. All right? No audio. Someone said I have no audio.
Double audio.
Say that again.
Double audio.
Oh, double audio. Okay, 1 second. Y'all gotta tell me sooner, please. So on my end, oh, I see the double audio. Can you hear me now clearly? There we go. I appreciate it. I think we're good. I saw my one little issue. Yeah, I need y'all to tell me this a lot sooner, please. No. Oh, I'm muted now? Okay, hold on.
I'll hear you now.
You can hear me? Okay, I'm muted. Okay, 1 second. Fold. Okay, how's the...
It's okay, as long as we can hear you.
Well, I wanted to be clear because we got it's being recorded for replay. Is it double audio now still? Are you muted? Are you muted? Oh, okay. Okay. Can y'all hear me? And then is it just I can hear me on the thing so far? Double audio. Is it everybody having double audio? Okay, yes, everybody's having. Here, let me do this. Let me come out here. Okay, one more time. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Figured it out. How am I now, y'all? That should be a lot better. We should be solid now. Yeah, okay. It's always something, ain't it, man? All right. So let's proceed. All right. So here, on a scale of, okay, well, real quick. So here's everything. This is my recommendation that you study, you recall the information, you correct the things you gotten wrong, and then you repeat it. Okay. That's my recommendation to you here. Now, if you could please participate on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the most difficult, 1 being the easiest, about how 1 to 5, on a scale of 1 to 5, how easy or hard was what I just showed you? Was it easy to find? Was it easy to get there? Was it easy to understand? Are you confident that you can proceed to access this information on your own? Kiana says yes. Thank you. Okay. How about you, sir? Are you able to follow along with that? Name will come to me. Excuse me, sir. I forgot your name. Carman. Carman, was that clear? So, oh well, that was it. That was the best way to get there. So I'll do it one more time, and I'll do it a little bit faster, just for all those who are online who already may understand and follow with what we're doing. You come here, sir, to the website. I want to make sure that we have clarity here. Yeah, I am. I just want to make sure, and thank you for your permission, sir. I just want to make sure that you are not confused, because we don't want this to be confusing for anyone. And if it may be confusing for you, it could possibly be confusing for someone else. So, have you written down this email or this link here? Do you have do you have that in the top right there? NVHUB.net. Okay. So step 1 is go to the website. Step 2 is hit Access Vault. You write this step down right here. Step 2, Access Vault. Once you go to the Access Vault, then you have to enter your information. If you've ever used Uber, if you've ever used Gmail, if you've ever used Facebook, If you've ever used any social media platform, it's very similar, almost the exact same. The only difference is, again, there's a little bit different information that you have to enter. So once you put your name in here, contact, phone number, email address, zip code, and then what you do is finish filling out this portion. You have to select all four of these buttons, acknowledgments. And once you do that, then you get in. So I'll go here. I'll go very quickly. Boom, boom. I'm a man. I prefer not to reply. Other, I'm just going to choose here. I'm going to select all four of these. And then once I get done, I'm going to put access vault. So once I do that, I hit those four, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Are we good? We good? Oh, okay. Well, you say you said it didn't make sense. So I want to make sure it makes sense for everybody. All right. So now what we have, let's see here. Let's move right along. Oh, real quick. If you still one more time, if you have not opened your email and gone to the Gmail for the Google Cloud share folder, that is where you will find all of the information. All right. Let's proceed. So what I mentioned earlier is that, I found some more information. I've been doing some digging because I know once I get my part 107, I know I personally will be, oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. I know I personally would be looking to go and make some money with it, right? Because I'm excited personally about flying a drone while I get paid. So I just wanted to go through this with everybody to show you the opportunities that are currently existing, and then we'll get started with our study here shortly. Okay. But having knowledge of the background, understanding what's available, knowing how the lay of the land looks with the market and its opportunities are going to really make the difference here. Okay. So they have aerial photography and videography. Keep in mind, with some of these opportunities, you definitely should have some practice with your drone or be able to hire someone else who can fly, who can possibly fly even better than you. And what's wrong with that? Drone inspection for infrastructure. So some drones, what they have is equipment on them that allows them to see different things through their cameras. And one of those things is called LiDAR, for example. LiDAR is like radar, but it uses light. So it uses a camera to detect where light is and where light is not. And then the different types of light density, because it can see through walls, it can see through structures, it can see through concrete. It can actually see through any building or home, and it can also give you, say there you have it can tell you if you have a leak just from doing a scan. It can tell you if you have broken circuitry, if you have electrical outages. If you are working for a construction organization, or if you're an engineer, you can use this tool to do your job really effectively. Agricultural monitoring. Ultimately, this is just spraying. We talked about this a couple of different times, spraying different agricultural crops. This is a really good opportunity. Search and rescue operations. You have to have some really great equipment for this. And you should probably be very skilled if you chose to get into this arena, but nonetheless, a great opportunity. They got the lower hanging fruits, real estate, photography, and videography. A lot of opportunities here people don't know, but you can actually turn pictures of your own home into a drone flight video. A lot of real estate agents are overpaying in this aspect for these videos today because they don't know what they can do. Not to take away from any drone pilot who is making money this way. But there are other opportunities. Environmental monitoring, which helps track environmental changes. So lakes, rivers, forestry areas, so on and so forth. I mentioned construction sites. You can actually do this while the construction site is actually being worked on for your clients. This is not unusual. It is a very regular thing that happens, and great opportunity here. Drone package service delivery, not so much as we would anticipate, only because companies like Walmart and Amazon have automated drone flight centers where it's just drones that fly out on a regular basis, come back and charge themselves once they're done dropping off the package. Event and videography is really straightforward. Mapping and surveying, I kind of touched on that. There are different kinds of maps that are generated by different kinds of cameras. You have topography, which just shows kind of the terrain, the lay of the land, the height, the levels, the heat, so on and so forth. Um, you have the heat mapping as well. They use that a lot of times in search and rescue. So your drone will have to be sturdy. I don't know if you guys have seen the video. I'll show you actually. And then wildlife conservation, going out from one truck. Can you imagine that's your job? You're just taking your drone and you're going out and you're surveying savannas, you're surveying farms and just animals and nature, and you're just chilling. Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, I can't wait. Security surveying, that's kind of building up. Also, I just want to make a mention of this. If you've ever wanted to be a pilot, guess what? You don't have to work for the airlines. All right. You can actually get government contracts with your pilot license these days. It's pretty amazing things they have going on. It just depends on where you see yourself going. Drone repair services is getting bigger and bigger as the drone markets expand and grow as well, with more drone certified pilots. Another great opportunity. I know some of the repairs start as just to pull up is like $80 just to drive up and, you know, give your drone a review before they even touch it to repair it. Pilot training. Here we are. We're doing drone pilot training ourselves. Drone rental business. Again, not everything is going to be good, so always do a analysis. You can go old school and do a business model canvas or even a SWOT analysis to make sure that you have clarity on the direction that you're going. Insurance claims, this is real big, real big, because remember, y'all, you might not know. Let me show you. Let's go to google.com. Okay, I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to let's go to American Family Insurance. American Family. Get yours today. All right, so American Family Insurance Supplier Portal. Okay, I dare you to go supplier portal for any big company, any brand that you support. It's not easy, okay, to get it, but it's easy to find it, right? It's easy to get there, all right? So they have a sourcing and procurement portal. You see that? Sourcing and procurement. And what does that mean? It means that this is the place that you come to get registered because they buy. They're buying from you. Who are you? You're the supplier. Okay, so you can get registered on American Family. Let me give you one more. I'm gonna leave supplier portal there for those of you who are local. Okay, Nevada has supplier portal for purchasing. Okay, so you can go to the state of Nevada. Here we go, and you can get registered as a vendor. Okay, and then when you're registered as a vendor, you'll be a drone pilot, and you'll be under maintenance. So you'll have access. You'll give them access to new services that you're going to offer based on having a pilot license for unmanned, small unmanned aircraft systems. All right, film and production. Obviously, you can Notion commercials, so on and so forth. But remember, film and production. Guess what you can do? You can now also go where? I'm just gonna keep giving you sauce. I'm gonna keep giving you sauce, right? Because this is what I do. I'm here to help people, even if they might not know they need it, right? I'm gonna show you stuff you didn't know, because people showed me stuff I didn't know, and next thing I know, I'm sharing it with other people. Well, look at that. NFL supplier portal. NFL has a supplier portal. The NFL has a supplier portal. If they do, guess who else does? Let's get more granular. Maybe it's not clicking just yet. What is it called? Las Vegas Raiders. I don't watch football anymore because I don't have time. Oh, I don't know what happened to the screen. But oh yeah, for sure. There we go. Okay. So here we go. Las Vegas has a portal for suppliers called Coupa. And here you go. So you can get registered. Let me see. Let me just make sure this is the right one. Because now I'm curious. Digital invoicing. Here we go. Supplier program right here. So here's their official Allegiant Stadium supplier diversity program. So here's where you go. If you want to get set up, even locally, put in your local football, baseball, basketball, hockey, etc. team, and then put it in supplier portal. And then you can go get registered. You can reach out to them and find out what the registration process is. Okay. And this one has a form right here on. They don't make it hard at all. They just say fill out the form. And when you're ready to do business, guess what? This doesn't take but a click because everything is partly already saved. Okay. All right. Sorry I didn't get too far off topic, but I wanted to show you that, sometimes you just need to know. Sometimes you just need to know. And you never know, right? That's one thing I love about being in this position. I have a wealth of knowledge, and only the people who look at me the way they look at themselves, right? And I say fairly, equitably, will hear me. It's a beautiful thing. So it's not for everybody. I say that to say it's not for everybody. It is for those who actually are prepared mentally and spiritually aligned. All right. So now we're going to move forward. I have some great content for you. Don't forget to check out the legacy program we put here for you. Bear with me while we transition to our next phase. 1 second here, everybody. Okay. Boom, boom. Let's go here. All right, that's okay. All right, new scene preview. Let's see, video share. All right, don't do. And we're going to go with. Bear with me, y'all. Let me get queued up here. Where I need you, Marcel. This is where I need you. That production side. Otherwise, I got to do it all, as you can see. All right. Canva. Continue. I appreciate your patience. So I'm trying to do this a different way this time around. I think we can do it. Okay. Let's see. Overlays. Cutouts. We're going to roll with. Let's start here for now. It is sunset over here. All right. This is called. So we're going to do section 7. Okay. And I'm going to do a share. Start share. Green. Allow. Come on. It's acting like it doesn't want to work. Come on. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, I think I got it, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Permissions allowed. And Zoom. And share. Welcome back. And present. And share. Gonna do guest. Nope, it's not working. Oh, shucks. I was looking forward to this, y'all. Bear with me. Try one more thing. That's not gonna work. I don't know why we have these technical issues, but we do. Okay. X. Let me try one more thing. I'm gonna just have to do it the regular way. Two seconds, and then we'll get started. All right. I'm gonna have to go a backdoor route. We'll just do it without the fun stuff. I'm a little sad, but that's okay. All right, let's get it. Okay, so weather has been a thing, not just in real life, but also in this world of it's been hot out here, okay? It's been hot. So what I want to do today is, this isn't coming out right. 1 second, let me try this again. Still not. Not supposed to do that. Sorry, y'all. One more pass through. Show me folder. Oh, here we go. Show me open. Perfect. All right. We're going to roll with this one instead. Let me just change what you see. Preview. Perfect. All right. Let's get it. So the best part is number one,
Number one,
first and
first and
foremost,
foremost,
weather is every
weather
day.
is
It's all
every day.
around
It's all
us.
around us.
The hard part
The
is
hard part is
understanding.
understanding.
Those of y'all
Those of
who
y'all who
are spending the
are
extra
spending the
time with
extra
me in
time
our
with
Part
me in our
107
Part
lab
107
on
lab on
Sundays and
Sundays and
Wednesdays for the
Wednesdays for the
extra
extra
study, you
study.
will know
You
what
will
I'm.
know
Y'all
what
know
I'm.
what I'm
Y'all know
saying.
what I'm
We
saying.
we know
We
because
know because
we're going
we're
through it.
going through it.
I'm echoing
I'm
again.
echoing again.
Okay,
Okay.
1 second.
1 second.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Should be okay. I should be good now.
I should be good now.
Yeah, we gotta mute that. There we go. Should be good. Yeah. Check. I'm good. Okay. Thank you. All right. So we're back live. Okay. So here's where we are, right? Here's where we are. And the thing about it is, we're just gonna kick it off. You don't have a choice. So weather hazards. Hail is a major weather hazard. Hail is formed by strong updrafts in the cumulonimbus clouds. Water droplets are carried above the freezing level where they turn into ice. Then they grow. They can grow large, and as they collide with supercooled water, the droplets they are super cooled with water droplets before falling to the surface. So essentially you have this big old cloud. And wait, are y'all not on the same page as me? I'm on hail. Okay. Oh, I forgot the YouTube is a little bit behind. Okay. Also, I'll provide this to you. Okay. This will be a document you can just have. It'll be in the shared folder. So we're just going to go through this and then we'll have review questions. Okay. All right. So anticipated hail with any thunderstorm, especially beneath an anvil or a large cumulonimbus cloud. So the shape of these clouds lets you know what type of weather could be falling from them, okay, or could be in that area. You can see it from afar, you can see it up close. So when you see that anvil-shaped cloud, you know, you're gonna know that, hey, we have some rain over there, some hail over there, right? Okay, let's keep going. Even small hail can cause significant damage to a small unmanned craft. All right. A small unmanned craft that's hit by hail, that's your drone. That's your drone. So if your drone gets hit by hail, well, there's going to be some damage. So always keep an eye out for the weather. Always make sure you check the weather. All right. Icing, super cooled water that freezes on impact with an aircraft. Your drone can catch icing. This can occur at any altitude above freezing level. Ice accumulation on aircraft motors or wings can build up rapidly and severely impact your flight. Pilots should always be aware or alert of icing anytime the temperature approaches 0 degrees Celsius and visible moisture is present. What's visible moisture? On your car, on your drone, when you sitting in the car, when you pull it out, the grass, it could be raining. Sometime that rain turned to ice, depending on where you are. Lightning. Okay, lightning can strike essentially from many miles away from a thunderstorm. Operating your SUAS in the vicinity of lightning is potentially hazardous to both the aircraft and you, your team, your visual observers, etc. Okay? So we have to be mindful along the way here, how we're moving, how we're preparing. All right. Precipitation stage is when it's characterized by downdrafts. It's when the storm dies rapidly. When rain has ended and downdrafts ease, the stage is complete. The dissipating stage is complete. Okay. The dissipating stage is complete when this happens. The mature stage. Okay, the mature stage, precipitation is beginning to fall from the clouds. All right, downdrafts coexist with updrafts within the cloud, which means that hot air is going up and cold air is falling, and they're combining, they're mixing with each other. How do you know hot air is hot? Going up. How many people have a fan in their house and it has two directions on the fan? Maybe some people didn't know this. I'm gonna tell you something that it can be useful. Okay. Your fan has two directions because depending on which way the propellers on your fan are moving determines how the air is going to be affected. And what does that mean? Well, it means that if you have a fan in your house and it's, say, for example, hot in the house, you're going to want to turn on the fan so that the wind is that the propellers are pulling the wind up, pulling the air upwards. If it's hot in the house, that's what you want because cold air is going to fall. Okay? If it's cold in the house and you turn the fan on, then you want the fan to do what? Push the air down, because the hot air it's always hotter when you stand up, especially in them older houses, right? You stand up and you're like, ooh, it's hot, but because the heat is sitting above you, okay? So the fan directions make a big difference. All right. Same here, hot and cold draft. So consider the most intense and hazardous stage of the storm. This is the mature stage. It's the most intense and the most hazardous. The cumulus stage. Every thunderstorm begins with the cumulus stage, characterized by continuous updrafts that cause the cloud to grow vertically. Water droplets grow larger as they are carried upward. So the further up they're carried, and the bigger the water gets. And then what does it do? It gets so heavy that what happens to it? It eventually all falls down. Thunderstorm life cycle. Cumulus stage. Updrafts cause the cloud to grow vertically. Updraft. So the air going up is going to push the cloud to grow this way. Mature stage, precipitation begins to fall, creating downdrafts alongside updrafts. So that's when you see the rain going all over the place. You ever seen the rain going sideways or the snow going sideways? When you see that snow and that rain going sideways, you might as well stay in the house. Dissipating stage. Downdrafts dominate and storms begin to die out. So downdrafts, because remember the air that pushed that cloud up to build and be strong and big, now the downdraft is going to make it small and regular again, okay? Thunderstorms. The air salt of atmospheric instability, vertical air movement, and water vapor in the air mass. So essentially, these are what makes up thunderstorms. This occurs either at random due to unstable air or as a result of a frontal system. We're going to learn about frontal systems here shortly. This can produce a multitude of hazards like turbulence, lightning, icing, hail, and tornadoes. So with all this being said, the first thing we're going to have to do is make sure we understand the clouds. We have to understand the clouds, because the clouds we immediately going to be able to see the clouds, and we're going to know what we're looking at in terms of weather. Okay. So let's do a knowledge check on the weather hazards. Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, let me try to break this down. Okay. Hail is most likely to be encountered beneath the anvil of which cloud? A stratus, cumulonimbus, or a cirrus? And please throw your responses in the chat. So earlier we talked about the anvil. What is the anvil connected with when you think about clouds? is connected to the big cloud. So just write down your answer. I'll show you the answers here shortly. What is icing? Super cooled water freezing on impact, frozen fog only, or a wind shear effect? I don't know what happened to my conversion. That's probably what happened when I just downloaded. That's what happened when I downloaded it. That's okay. I'll have to fix this or just send y'all the PPTX file. All right. Next question. If lightning is observed, right? So what is icing? Everybody have, okay, and I'll go back through these. If lightning is observed during SUAS operation, what is the recommended action? Continue to a lower altitude, abort the flight, or fly closer to shelter? What would you do here? If you're flying and you see lightning, you continue flying, you just come down low, a little bit lower. Do you abort the flight and go home, or do you fly closer to shelter? Number 4, which condition begins the cumulus stage of a thunderstorm? A downdraft, an updraft, or rain ending? What is the beginning stage of a cumulus thunderstorm? There has an updraft. I'll give you, remember there's an updraft. There's wind that comes in. It has to push the cloud up. Number 5, which condition characterizes the dissipating stage? Strong updrafts only, downdrafts, or no vertical movement, no vertical air movement? Which conditions characterize the dissipating stage? Side note, this all got mixed up because I converted it. I was trying to have a little bit more fun. Long story short, I downloaded it to a PDF and it messed up all my words, but at least we can still read them. So let's get the answers. Here you go. Number 1 is B, cumulonimbus. Okay, hail is coming from cumulonimbus clouds. What is icing? Icing is super cooled, freezing water on impact. Super cool water freezing on impact. Okay. If lightning is observed during a flight, what are you supposed to do? Abort the flight. Get out of there. Run. It's a tornado or Sharknado. All right. Which condition begins the cumulus stage of a thunderstorm? Well, remember, we know the updraft. Any air pushing the cloud up. And the last question. Which condition characterizes the dissipating stage? Downdrafts. Why? Because the updraft starts it and the downdraft ends it. All right. I know weather is crazy. Weather is heavy. Weather is super heavy. Here, bear with me. I want to do a quick little pivot. Just a little pivot. 1 second. We're going to go to day 3, study lab. You said day, let me see. I got to find it. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. Let me find this. And we'll get to crack-a-lackin'. So can I get your feedback on the weather? How y'all feel about weather so far? About what you saw, what we've covered so far. How's weather feeling for you? Is it confusing? I know for me it was. At first, I started reading about weather. I was like, oh, my Lord. What is this all about? But as we got through it, I think the terms start to click more. Cumulonimbus, I can say it now without struggling. A whole struggle bus to say cumulonimbus. And look at me today. Let us pray. All right. Bear with me here one more moment. Just making sure we have what you need. This is it. Oh. Here? Okay, yeah. So this is gonna be, I think, a nice pivot to what we're doing right now. So here, bear with me. I'm just gonna get this queued up. Yes, this will help us because ultimately the weather, again, I think is amongst the harder ones, amongst the harder topics to cover. So let's go ahead and get it jumping. One thing I want to do, again, I always talk about making it easier, but let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I mean. Download. Okay. And open. All right. It's going to get a little bit different here, but should fit. If it doesn't, I think we'll be okay. Either way it goes, we're gonna be all right. And most importantly, because we are here together. All right. Let's go. Oops. So this is actually located in your in the share folder, and we're about to get it cracking. So let me know if everybody can see this. Yeah, we can all see that. Thank you, Marcel. Thank you. Oops. All right, and let's just have a good time, right? Sometimes we just need a little bit of a break and you know, think about something different. So let's do that here with this. Bear with me. I just got to set this properly and get the right. Where are you? Where is? Oh, here it is. All right. And we are back. Let's go. All right, we're live. We're back. Okay, thank you for your patience. Now, let's go ahead and go over this weather. Okay, the weather, it's saucy. It's a little saucy. Get you a little. Not only can get you wet, it can damage your drone. So, let's make sure you have full understanding. Here are the source and use notes here. This is again located in your share folder. We're just going to go through the weather as a responsibility for any UAS pilot. Okay. Here's the vocabulary. Also, oh, what's that? Oh, cancel. Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you so much. So what we have here is again the vocabulary terms. So weather, updraft, downdraft, thermal. So feel free to take your time and just have fun with those. Let's start here with some practice questions. Let's get a little bit of our mind kind of re-catered around the rules and the regulations. So what is a minimum clearance emphasized? And don't worry about a video, but what is the law? What is the rules? How far do you have to be from a cloud? Well, for those who don't know, you have to be 500 feet below a cloud and 2,000 feet horizontally from that cloud. Okay. What is a minimum visibility emphasized for a drone flight? We've covered this before as well. A, B, or C? Well, we know that you have to have at least 3 statute miles in order to have legal visibility, okay, within 3 statute miles. Who is responsible for knowing weather and safe operating conditions? Well, the answer here is really simple. They try to confuse it, but it's not too difficult when you look at the facts. Who is in charge? Ultimately is the question. Who is in charge? right? So once we know who's in charge, we know the answer to the question is the remote pilot in command. Okay? So we continue. All right? What is the primary cause of changes in Earth's weather? If anybody can, so variations in solar heating received on the Earth's surface, the weight of the aircraft, or the frequency interference. It says the question here is, what is the primary cause of changes in the Earth's weather? So we know right away that it's what? Thank you, Kiana. We know that it's A. Put you up here. We know that it's A. Thank you. All right. So now the next question. What happens to warm air and cool air? Is it A, warm air sinks and cool air rises? Does warm air rise and cool air descend, or do both stay at the same level? Where are we at? David Martinez says B, and he would be correct. Warm air rises, it's lighter. Cool air falls, it's heavier. You never seen a hot hail, have you? No, because it was rain. It turned to rain. Turned to buckets. What are thermals? What are thermals? Upward currents of warm air, lightning inside of storm clouds, or ice particles in a cloud? Well, we know. What do we know? Thermals are what? Upward currents of warm air. Yeah, thermal trick question. Because thermals are related to heat. Trick question. Everything else, trick question, but good one. Thank you, Kiana. And write these down too, everybody. I have an answer key right after this. Okay, right after you, so you can just compare, go through. All right. What condition would most likely cause turbulence? Stable air, smooth resistance winds, or uneven heating of the Earth's surface? Right? What would most likely cause turbulence? Mr. David Martinez says C, and he would be correct. And we'll double check all of my answers even too when we get down to the review of answers. What is wind shear? A sudden change in wind speed or direction over a small area, a sudden breeze at a cruise altitude, a type of cloud formation. What is wind shear? Wind shear. The answer Kiana has is A. A sudden change in wind speed or direction over a small area. Yes, it happens anywhere, happens in the sky, it just happens. Wind just changes direction, which now changes your flight of your drone. At what altitude can wind shear occur? Only above 10,000, any altitude at sea, only at sea level. Kiana said B. Again, that would be correct. David Martin said B. Again, that would be correct. Okay. Why is wind a concern for drone pilots? It can improve the battery life. It can push the drone off course, or it eliminates the need for GPS. Kiana says B. David says B, and that would be correct. It can push your drone off course and drain your battery because your battery has to work much harder now. Your drone has to work much harder to fly. All right. We must be mindful of this. Okay. Let's see. What is one return to home risk in windy conditions? The drone may not be able to fly back against the wind. The drone will automatically gain fuel. The remote controller becomes illegal. David Martinez with A. That would be correct, David Martinez. Miss Kiana McCord, that would be correct. That would be correct, A. All right, let's keep going. What pressure patterns helps generate wind? What pressure patterns helps generate wind? Pressure, air pressure. Air moves from high to low pressure towards low pressure. Air moves only from low pressure to lower pressure. Air does not move because of pressure. So what pressure helps What pressure pattern helps generate wind? Obviously, movement. Hair, high to low, high to low, low to high. If they had low to high, we have two correct answers because it goes both ways, right? It's exchanging all day long. Okay. Well, it's in the. If you want to skip ahead and get ahead of me, Kiana, you can. It's in the. This is the weather all in one. NVHUB. That's for everybody, actually. If you want to, I don't have no problem with it. What I want to do here is just I want to challenge what we know, even if we don't know enough or a lot. I just want to challenge it. If you're new, I want to challenge it. If you're familiar with this, so thank you. And yes, you can. Everyone online and in the class, you can hop in the share folder to find all of this as well. All right. Which clouds are gray, flat, layered, and linked to poor visibility? Stratus clouds, cumulus clouds, or cirrus clouds? Okay, write your answers down. Oh, no problem. Uh, yeah, I think I'm live. Wait, technology was always something, I tell you. Let me make sure we're good. So you can see. Let me just let me refresh it. Let me refresh it because it's not. If you thought I was on the same page, that means that something is off over here. So 1 second. Because it should be showing my movement. It should be showing my movement here. 1 second. Let me try to let's do another. Let's just change the screen. Go to back to the scene. All right. Yeah, we had a little bit of a glitch there. All right. I think we're good now. Confirm that you can see. We should be on number 13. 13. All right, cool. Thank you. All right. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know. So which clouds are gray, flat, layered, and linked to poor visibility? All right. Flat and gray linked to poor visibility. Now here's the best part. That's why I put all these together here. Which clouds are puffy, white, and well defined with a flat base? And then here it says, what can vertically growing cumulus clouds develop into? Number 15. A. Correct. So I'm gonna go back to 13 real quick. Okay, so which clouds are gray, flat, layered, and linked to poor visibility? Welcome back. Typically, they're cumulus clouds. Why? Because when you have cumulus clouds, you're developing some type of moisture, rain. Number 14, which clouds are puffy, white, and well defined at the base? I think you answered this, Kiana. I think you put in A. Flat bases, stratus clouds. And then 15, just to recover, make sure we're on the same page. What can vertically growing cumulus clouds develop into? Cumulonimbus clouds and thunderstorms. Correct. All right. What are three thunderstorm stages in order? What's the order? I gave them to you in reverse order. Is it maturing? Is that how they start? Or do they start as cumulus and then they mature and then they dissipate? I think the answer is B. Correct. Thank you, David. B. All right. Sometimes we just got to say it out loud. It doesn't make sense to start with dissipating clouds, does it? No, not if we're talking about the stages from the beginning, right? So these are, just some of the ways to try to trick you. Okay. Which thunderstorm stage is described as the most dangerous? We all know this, right? David, I'm going to use your answer because B is the correct answer. It's the most dangerous stage is the mature stage. Okay. 18. What is present in the cumulus stage of a thunderstorm? What is present here? Warm, moist air rising rapidly, no cloud growth, only descending cold air. The cumulus stage is, correct, Kiana, that warm air rapidly rising. It's building it up. Correct, David. Thank you. Thank you both for your participation. Very, very helpful. All right. And if you get it wrong, I won't say your name and I won't put the wrong answer on there. Don't worry. Because it's all about remembering the right stuff. And if we get it wrong, it just means we got to study. That's all. All right. What cuts off a thunderstorm energy in the dissipating stage? Downdrafts weakening, displacing the warm air updraft source. Warm moist air fueling the cloud, or stronger solar heating at night. In the dissipating stage, it's the downdrafts. Yes, sir. Thank you. It is the downdrafts. Thank you, David. Because why? It takes an updraft to build it up, and the downdraft pushes or kind of deflates it. This is happening all day long. It's crazy. Right above us. What is a microburst? A ground level wind, an intense downdraft that spreads outward near the ground, or a cloud below 65,000 feet only. Well, we know it's a microburst. We know it's not a cloud at 65,000 feet only, right? And for A, we know it's not ground level cloud because they're not asking us about clouds. We're asking about microburst. Burst is just like you would anticipate a burst to be in your own understanding of every understanding. It's a burst. It's a push. It's a gust, right? It's a gust, a burst. So B, thank you, Kiana. B would be the answer, an intense downward draft that spreads outward, right? Right? What three factors change air density? Temperature, altitude, and humidity, the camera size, propeller color and GPS mode, or battery brand, aircraft plant, and frame rate? Correct, Kiana. The answer is A. Temperature, altitude, and humidity absolutely affect the way the air density is experienced by your aircraft. Speaking of which, just so you are aware, air density is vital to the flight experience, not of you, but your aircraft, because your aircraft has its own everything, right? So you're not there, therefore it is experiencing it, not you, which means you have to be mindful because remember that battery could run out on you, and you just never know, depending on how high you are. Also, there's a lot of factors here. Let's continue. What conditions reduce drone performance? Cool, dry, low altitude conditions, hot, humid, high altitude conditions, or calm air and low altitude conditions? Well, we know it's not C, right? If it's cool and dry with low altitude conditions, guess what that means? You're probably going to have a nice, smooth flight. If it's hot and humid with high altitude conditions, you're going to have a little bit of a struggle. So, B, correct. Thank you, Kiana. All right. What is density altitude? The target height the drone must fly, the performance condition describing how the air feels to an aircraft, a cloud clearance rule. We know it's not a cloud, and we know it's not a target height. So again, we have the answer as B. Thank you, Kiana. Correct. Let me just double. Oh yeah, okay. We're almost, this is our last page, and then we'll go through the answers. All right. How does increased density altitude? How does increased density altitude affect drone performance? Improves the flight and reduces the power use? Has no effect. Reduces lift, increases propeller efficiency, and increases battery use. Well, we know it does. It has an effect, so we know B is ruled out. Dense. We're talking about dense air. Dense air. Is that going to be good experience for your drone, or is that going to be a lesser of a experience, a poorer experience for your drone? Right? It's going to be a good or a bad experience for your drone, and that's correct. It's going to be a bad experience. Uh, how does increased density altitude affect your performance? It reduces the flight lift of your drone, which means your drone motors have to work harder, which means your battery has to work harder. Your propellers won't run efficiently. And again, your battery power will be decreased. All right. So that will also be mindful, because if you need to get that thing back home and it ain't got the power, it's just going to land above wherever it's at. All right. What conditions improve drone performance? Cool, dry, low altitude. Hot, humid, foggy. Thank you, David Martinez. Thank you. Answer is A. Cool, dry air. It's the most stable air, y'all. Cool and dry air is the most stable. All right. Which conditions, number 26, which conditions are associated with stable air? Smooth air and poor visibility, turbulence and good visibility, thunderstorms, and strong updrafts only. I know it might sound crazy, y'all, but remember, this is about air. Smooth air and poor visibility. That is stable air. Smooth air and poor visibility. Because turbulence means that the air isn't stable. So does thunderstorms. Turbulence means that the hot and air is having a fight, and you're passing through the hot and cold fight. Thunderstorms mean there's a strong updraft. That doesn't include stable. So we have smooth and poor. Thank you. Smooth air, poor visibility. 27. Which conditions are associated with unstable air? Smooth air, poor visibility, stable precipitation, turbulence, good visibility, and shower precipitation, or calm winds, clear skies, and layered formations. Well, what conditions are associated with unstable air? Make your choice. For these last few, I'll just have you make your choice, and we'll see what your answers are. What is dew point? The temperature at which air becomes saturated with moisture. B, the horizontal distance from clouds. Or C, the maximum operating altitude. What is a dew point? Anytime you wake up, what's on that grass? Okay. 29. What can form when air temperature reaches dew point? Dew, frost, fog, or clouds? Remote ID signals? Only thunder. What is fog? A cloud at ground level, a cloud above 2,000 feet, a type of wind shear. Ooh, that's a good lineup. What is fog? I'm sorry. Why is fog dangerous for drone operations? It can reduce visibility and add moisture risks to motors and sensors. It guarantees better GPS reception. It increases visibility to unlimited range. Well, take your time. Here are the answers. We're going to stroll through here. Strolling right on through. Okay. I'll let you all review your answers. I'll just give you slow scrolls here. And I'll read out the answers. I'll start with number 5. 5, if you chose B, you had the right answer. 6 is A. 7 is C. 8 is A. 29 is B. 10, B. 11, A. 12, A. 13, A. 14, B. 15, A. 16, B. 17, B. 18, A. 19, A. 20, B. 21, A. 22, B. 23, B. 24, C. 25, A. 26, A. 27, B. 28, A. 29, A. 30, A. 31, A. So how did you do? How did you do? How did you do? Throw up a score if you don't mind. Tell me how you did. Out of 31, how did you do on your own? How did you do on your own? Okay, if you didn't know, again, the same document has the note cards, okay? All the questions that we just covered are right here. So this is another way for you to study, okay? I try to make this in various ways. I know people have different styles of learning. So you can just see here on, let's see, card 5, right? Just to give you an example, what do warm air and cool air do? Warm air rises and cool air descends. I try to make it as super easy as possible because that's how I need it, it's personally. So you can go through here and just get your study on different styles, different ways, and then in the meanwhile, let's move on to our next part of this here. And mind you, this can be found in your share of folders, so don't be afraid to dig in there and get them out. Oh, 1 second here. Let's get this. Okay, doesn't want to do it that way. Download. 1 second. All right. And meanwhile, I want you to take a look at this. This here is. Oh, wait, it won't let me. That's okay. I will do it this way. Let's see if it'll let me. Nope, that's okay. Do it this way. And let's just take a look together here, everybody. So here we go. There we go. All right. So here are cloud structures that we just covered. Okay. You see that stratus down there? It's gray. You see that? It's gray. It goes back to some of our some of the questions that we just covered, asking what are the characteristics of a stratus cloud. And then you'll also get to see what cirrus clouds look like. You'll also get to see what the cumulus cloud looks like. And then you'll also get to see what the cumulonimbus clouds look like. And these clouds ultimately are what we just covered and what we should keep an eye out for. And before we keep an eye out, what are we doing? We already have access to what? Weather systems. So we can do what? Find out when. Far, far ahead of time. Okay? So far ahead of time that it can't be unseen. All right. So Keep these in mind. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Okay. Especially as you move forward. All this information is available to you. So the stratus clouds you have right here. This is the gray clouds that we're talking about, the cumulus clouds. We see those a lot often, very often, especially out here. The cumulonimbus, not so much. We can't see. If we were farther away, we could probably see the anvil that you see above here. Here's that cirrus we talked about. We covered a little bit. And then you can take a look on your time about the rest of these cloud structures and types. Let's go ahead and go back into our materials. And here we go. Day 3. I wanna again, let's make sure we are all on the same page. Weather is not a light topic. It's not a one and done. And it will require us to thoroughly go through it. So let's cover this, a different round of questions, a different set of knowledge that is also, again, available in your share folders. Oops, wrong one. Let's go Finder. Let's go Brave. Let's go back here for now. And there we go. All right, just bear with me a moment. I'm going to get us set up. We're going to go through this day 3 handout. Don't worry about the name. It's more about the content. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yo. All right. All right. Let's get it jumping. So we know now. Let's just see how good you are, right? This is, slowly, progressively going to challenge us, which it's intended to do. All right. So if we're going to be, good, let's be the best. All right. So what is the minimum flight visibility for Part 107? Anybody remember? The minimum flight visibility. If you need a hint in the chat, say hint, and I'll give you one. Let's do this together. What is the minimum flight visibility for anybody remember? If not, it's okay. I'll just tell you. It's fine. I'll just tell you. So the minimum flight visibility. Wait. Oh, here we go. The minimum flight visibility for Part 107 is 3 statute miles. Let's move right along. What is the minimum distance a small unmanned aircraft must keep from clouds? There's 2 answers here. Above, there's below the clouds, and a left and right of the clouds. Anybody remember? The answer is 500 feet below the clouds and 2,000 feet horizontal to clouds. It's where you must keep the cloud your distance from these clouds. Number 3, who is responsible for determining whether weather conditions are safe and legal for operation? Well, the answer to that is very clear. It is the remote pilot in command. Number 4, what is the primary driver of Earth's weather changes? Anybody remember? The primary driver of the Earth's weather changes is the way the sun hits the Earth and comes back up, which creates that high, hot and cold air pressure, low and high air pressure. What are thermals? And why do they matter to remote pilots? Is it A, descending currents of cold air that guarantee smooth flights? Are they rising currents of warm air that can create turbulence? Are they magnetic disturbances shown on sectional charts? Well, we know the answer here is A. I'm sorry, B. Sorry, not A. B. Thank, thank you, Dave. I need a little help. I was losing it for a second there. Thank you, thank you. All right, what is wind shear? When you leave today, you'll know all this. What is wind shear? Wind shear is a steady wind. Is it a sudden wind or is it a chart symbol? Well, we know the answer is also B. Thank you, David. Thank you, thank you. The answer is B. All right. Which pairing correctly describes unstable and stable air? Which pairing directly describes unstable and stable air? Unstable is rough, showery, cumuliform. Stable is smooth, steady, and stratiform. Unstable is foggy and smooth, and stable is rough and showery, or is they have the same cloud and visibility clues? Well, no, they don't. Unstable air is and then smooth air is. So the answer would be A. Unstable air is rough, showery, and cumuliform. Stable air is smooth, steady, and stratiform. How do we know? Well, go back to that image, because the clouds determine the weather. Let us know how the weather is moving, what we're going to experience. And it has characteristics that describe it based on how it looks. What are 3 thunderstorm stages, and which stage contains both updrafts and downdrafts? Is it three stages? Cumulus. I'm sorry. What are the stages? What are the stages? So we should probably do them in order. That would help us find, I think, the right answer. And then which stage contains both up and downdrafts? So if we just go with the order, we instantly find out that it starts with a cumulus, and then it matures, and then it dissipates. So then we know also that the thunderstorm has updrafts and downdrafts, because it is the thunderstorm. It is the middle of the chaos, right? And we know that it's not dissipating, because dissipating is only what? A downdraft. Okay. What is a microburst? What is a microburst? What is a microburst? Microburst is what happens to the air with a microburst. I'll let you fill that in. I'll wait a moment or two, let you put those words together while I have a sip of my agua. Ooh, Chile. Okay. Moving on to number 10. Which conditions increase altitude? I'm sorry. Which conditions increase density altitude? And what is the performance result? The conditions that increase density altitude and the performance result. Density altitude, is it hot, humid, low pressure condition with performance decreases? Is it low, cool, dry, high pressure conditions where performance decreases? Or is it density altitude changes the charted airspace but not the aircraft performance? Okay, and so here, yes, thank you, David. Thank you. The answer is A here, because it's hot, humid, low pressure conditions, performance decrease. Because remember, also altitude is what? High. Density altitude. How was that experience for your craft in the air? All right, let's round this out. What is a dew point? What happens when a dew forms? What is the dew point? We have the answers here at the end too, everybody. I'll leave that one for you to fill in. What is dew point? How does dew point even happen? What happens when you get the dew point? All right. What does a small temperature dew point spread warn a remote pilot about? Well, kind of give you the answer here for number 11 on what is the dew point. Number 12 is saying, well, what does a small temperature spread, the small spread between temperature and dew point? So you got temp, you got dew point. If they're far apart versus closer together, the spread. What does it warn a remote pilot about? Well, you have your options here. Oh, sorry, let me move this off. The air is near saturation and visibility may worsen. Or is it B, the air is becoming much drier and visibility must improve? Or is it C, the altimeter? The altimeter setting is invalid. Well, we know that when temperature and dew point are close together, that more likely than not, it's finna rain. It's about to rain, which means that the visibility gets better or worse. So, David, the answer, yes, is A. Thank you. What is fog? And what is its main part 107 concern? What is fog? Anybody remember? A fog is a cloud where? Where is the fog? Where is the cloud when you see fog? Where is it? Where is it? Is it in the sky? You say, oh, it's foggy. You looking up? No. The fog is on the ground, which means what? The main concern is what? If the fog is on the ground, what is the main concern for the pilot? Visibility. 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 Next question you should know on your own. I'm not going to help you with this one. What is a METAR? What does this stand for? What is a METAR? What does METAR stand for? What is that? What is METAR? Give you a couple moments to write that down. What is METAR? Okay. Moving right along. What is a TAF? What is a TAF? A current pilot report issued only during flight, a 20 or 30 hour airport area forecast issued 4 times daily, an unscheduled surface observation. So what is a TAF? You get a question like this, right? Is it a report that you only get during a flight? Are you looking at a report during a flight? Because if you are, we got a problem, right? An unscheduled special service observation sounds like something NASA has to complete. So we're left with 20 or 30-hour airport area forecast issued 4 times daily. And thank you, Mr. David Martinez, because the answer is B. What is a PIREP? What is PIREP stand for? Write it down. We need to know this. This probably will be on our test. It is one of the common questions asked. Moving right along. How does a specie differ from a METAR? A METAR is routine. A specie is unscheduled special observation, as A. Or is it B? METAR is a forecast. Specie is a pilot report. Or is it C? Specie is always issued exactly 6 hours after a METAR. Oh, well, let me go back to 16 because I have a gentleman who is participating, and I appreciate you. It is a pilot report, but what else is it? There's a little bit more to that. Is it? What's another pilot report that here's a pop quiz question. What's another pilot report that we must keep an eye on? It has 5 letters for the acronym. I'll give you one hint. Someone guessed METAR, but no, that is not it. Recovering METAR and PIREP. What is the five-letter acronym for something we all must know, including with pilots, and we must review it before every flight? It is the NOTAM, the Notice to Airmen. Notice to Airmen. Check that out. It's in our share folder as well. Let's move right along. So, how does a SPECI differ from a METAR? Well, this is real easy to remember because the answer partly is in the question. A METAR was already answered in terms of what it is. It's routine. So we know that's correct. Now, the SPECI is special. Easy to remember. SPECI for special, an authorized, unscheduled special authorization. Sorry, observation. Oh my God. It must be closing time. It is. A SPECI is an unscheduled special observation. A METAR is a routine observation. All right, number 18. What does Z mean at the end of a METAR date time group? For those of you who are new, let me help you out. Z stands for Zulu. Zulu, and Zulu means what? In terms of time, universal time. 19, what does KT and SM stand for on a METAR report? Anybody can tell me what a KT stands for? Thank you, Kiana. Knots. And no, not the knots that you get after a Mike Tyson fight. No, not the knots, the haves and the have-nots, or the knots in the rope. The knots in speed. So if it's, as it pertains to speed, then if KT stands for knots, then what does SM stand for? Anybody know? Or remember? I'm gonna get a little thing here too. Close. Standard mile, statute mile. Very close. Statute mile. I used to say standard miles too. Statute miles. And since we're here, what is the minimum visual distance that you have to have before taking the flight? Minimum statute mile to fly is 3. You need 3 minimum statute miles of visibility. I wish I could see 500 miles, David. I wish I could. No, what happens is, let me clarify, because I did the same thing. Y'all, this is nothing but practice, and that's all it is. Is no one's better or special than the next. All it is practice. This is one thing, that the field is leveled, okay? Playing field is leveled. The difference between what David was mentioning was 500 feet below a cloud structure. So you have to be 500 feet below a cloud structure. And let me just clarify while we're here, because we have plenty of diagrams to show how this is supposed to work. Okay, so bear with me. Let me see. Yeah, okay, this is a great image to show as an example. So let me just go here. Let me go here. Go here. All right, so check this out, David. And I appreciate you being vulnerable and participating, because all it means is that it'll be easier for you to remember this stuff when it's time. So you go here to the diagrams and the cloud clearance requirements. Welcome back. All right. So here you go. You have to be 500 feet below the cloud. When we talk about being around the cloud, the first one is 500 feet below. This is not the best diagram to show the 2,000 feet horizontally, but essentially you have to be 2,000 feet away from the cloud and 500 feet below the cloud, okay? That's ultimately what that's saying. Let me show another diagram. Should have another one. Give another illustration of that. for the weight, cloud clearance. Another one here. Let me zoom back out. All right. So here you go. Here's another good visual, right? So you have 3 statute miles of visibility. Looks like there's some haze over here, but you're good where you are. All right. Part 107, 51C, 500 feet below the cloud. And then horizontally from the cloud. So this graphic, I have to update this graphic because the drone technically should be over here. So not below it and not next to it, right? All right. Yeah, no problem, man. We all here together. I had to help myself with the same thing. Okay, which METAR sky conditions establish a ceiling? Okay, what is the ceiling? Okay, meaning that the ceiling is invisible, meaning you can't see it. That's, it's invisible. But there are clouds, structures that help us determine what the ceiling is according to the Part 107 rules. So the answer here is actually probably one of the easiest ones. Yep, you got it, Kiana. It's one of the easier ones because you associate, at least for me, I associate the ceiling with broken. Okay. Anytime you have to create a ceiling, you're looking for the broken cloud layer. Okay. That essentially is the first layer of clouds that you'll run into. So when you look up, oh, there it is. So that's my cap. I can't go past that. Okay. Correct, Kiana. The answer is B. All right. Let me pull up there because we don't have enough time to get into this part, which is reading that METAR and getting a good foundation of understanding around it. My goal here is to make sure that you're comfortable. You know where things are. You know how to find them. You're not confused on what we're doing, what we're talking about, because it's really easy to be, okay? Speaking from my own experience, super easy to get confused, super easy to not necessarily be comfortable with the data. So with that being, hey, how you doing, sir? Let's see. So with that being said, let's mosey on over here. I want to reiterate a couple things. Bear with me as I get everything kind of reset up. Share the screen with y'all and reiterate a few things before we close out today. Appreciate your patience too. All right. And let's get this set up here. Display. Let's do that Brave browser. All right. Publish. Let's go live. All right. So we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. There we go. And there we go. All right. Let me move this down a little bit. Move me out the way. The focus is the content. Make sure you get what you need. So let's make sure you got it. All right, over here, all I'm going to show you real quick is just to reiterate some of the things we just covered, okay? The main thing is these diagrams. Definitely go over the diagrams. I'll update that one. I think that's the only one that might need a little bit of doctoring, a little bit of help. So here you go. We talked about that ceiling, okay? There's a couple different ceilings here. One of them you're not going to see, but let's just say there's a cloud here. So then you'll be underneath that cloud. If you have a building, let's say you're doing some type of video recording for a company, your own endeavors. Here are the rules you must follow and comply with. Okay, if you have a building structure, okay, you can go above this building structure, okay, but you can only go above the building structure because remember the limit is 400 feet, okay, AGL 400 feet, okay, above ground. So here you see the building structure is already above 400. It's 400 feet right here, again above ground, AGL, because sea level is below that terrain elevation, okay, which means you're at a total of 600 feet mean sea level above sea, 400 feet above ground, AGL, which means you have legally up to 400 additional feet above that structure you can fly. Now, would I recommend that you fly 400 feet above the structure when all you need is, say, 300 feet to cover? No, I would just say fly above what you need to make your clearance. Fly above what you need to be safe, and then quickly come back to the legal limits, because remember, above your airspace is additional airspace with other vehicles, which means that when it comes to as far as the FAA is concerned, you have to be able to justify your decision making. All right. And in this case, you don't want to have to justify why you stayed well above the legal limit. All right. Especially when it comes to making money. So keep that in mind. The cloud one, I'll update that one as well. Here's a couple other visuals to help us with the Part 107. We talked about the statute miles, okay? Statute miles versus nautical miles. Well, here's the difference between the two, because you do need to know the difference. We just haven't gotten there yet in some aspects. It is only week 2, and typically these types of trainings are several hours long, okay? Which is why you see so many videos available to you. So we're going to focus on the statute miles, okay? So you have to have 3 statute miles of visibility. Essentially, you can see about that far, right? Just normally. Here's your drone. Here's an example. So anywhere where your drone is, and remember, this has also to do with where you are. So if you're under the drone in this image here, in this example, and you can see visibly 3 statute miles in every direction or any direction that you're flying. Now let's just say you hit that 3 statute mile limit. Yes, you should have it mapped how far the 3 statute miles is on a map. You should also be able to gauge your distance on your drone. Okay, your drone will also tell you how fast you're going, how high you're going, and how far away from the pilot in command or the source remote that you are. Okay, so just maintain from here. It's a good visual to go along with what we just covered today. Air classes. We covered this a little bit before. Let's just have another quick visual of what we're doing, and most importantly, why we are doing it. All right, I'm sorry, I zoomed in too close. Here we go. All right. Start on the ground level, really straightforward, right? Ground level is uncontrolled airspace. And also Class G is where who also can fly in Class G? Anybody know? You flying in Class G. All right, let me fix that. I didn't realize it was so high up. I just want to focus on oh Lord. It's always something. Jeez Louise. Here we go. Oh, what happened? Yeah, it's just glitching. That's all. Okay. So here we have our airspace diagram. You will be flying in Class G, okay, as an unmanned aircraft pilot and control. Class E is everywhere around you, in between, okay? Class E is everywhere in between. Actually, there's another map that shows this a lot better. Here it is. Airspace map. We'll get into this. Okay. But you can see here are the airspace classifications. Class G is everywhere in between. Below here, you have Class E is everywhere in between. As you can see, Class E is everywhere in between. Class B is for busy airports, big and busy airports. Okay, we're not going to really be getting into Class B, no pun intended, or C. We don't need to get. We need to stay right here in Class G. And sometimes we may fly in Class D if we need to get away from circumstances or issues, safety hazards, etc. We'll never go to Class A ever unless you get that certification. Okay. And pop quiz. Anybody can tell me what Class C is? Anybody can tell me? I'll wait for the chat and we'll close it out. Anybody can tell me what is Class C? I'll wait for the chat and we'll close this out strong. Wait for the chat. We'll close this out strong. All right. I'm going to wait. I'm going to genuinely wait. I'm going to wait. All right. Because come on now. Anybody? It's really easy. All right, I'll tell you. Class C stands for controlled airspace. All right, so you got G, which is where it will be. E for everywhere in between. B for big and busy. C for controlled airspace. And then you also and always have Class D. Let me just see if anybody's listening. What does Class D stand for, anybody? D specifically is for controlled airspace around airports, everybody. Okay. All right. Well, we have what a day. There's a lot of information. I'm happy you came. Happy you joined. Thanks for coming back. Saturday, AI is going up like an updraft in a cumulonimbus cloud. And all we're gonna do is rain on down access and opportunity. Please come with something. I don't care if it's your church plan, your at-home school plan, your big idea plan that you've never took a step on yet, or your work plan, how you're going to improve and grow and develop yourself in your workspace. So I'm here for 3 more weeks, and actually 2 after this one. So let's get to it, y'all. Come with questions. I hope everything was clear, concise, and helpful. Any feedback, you can drop them in the chat. I'll throw them up here on the screen before we close out. But again, and as always, thank you for joining us. This is NVHUB Ignite. We are here for Part 107 Study Lab. We have Part 107 Study Lab Roundtable on Sundays and Wednesdays. If you need more help, you want more time, we're not charging you. Come on in. It's free. And then from there, thank you and good night as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We'll see you next week for Drone, Sunday and Wednesday. If you want more study, more time, more practice, thank you too. David, Kiana, we'll see everybody on Saturday if you are joining into the Drone, AI training, which starts Saturday at noon PST. All right. Same time, same place. I'll see you then. Everyone have a great night. Thank you so much. Take care. NVHUB Ignite. See you later.